G'day guys, Lowrance Pro Teamer Dean Silvester here. I've just returned back from a recent BASS Nation Championship in Lake Hartwell in USA. I was competing against 60 of the best in the world for Bass Nation on a lake that I'd never been to before, chasing two species that I'd never targeted before. So as always, I don't like to go into things blind. I did a lot of research on the area. I did a lot of research on the species themselves in full, where I should be looking, what I should be looking for, what the fish typically do, where they'll hold up this time of year, those sorts of things. Things that I would do in Australia as far as finding fish. I tried to find the same information out about Hartwell and largemouth bass and spotted bass before I even went over there. I just want to show you how I broke down such a massive waterway and what I did to work these fish out. I think one of the best tools that I had while I was over there was Lowrance units. So I didn't have my own obviously, but the boat that I was supplied with had Lowrance units in it. So I downloaded the CMAP chart for Hartwell before I got there just to make sure I had it. So a lot of the information was talking about fishing main riverbeds and fishing secondary points or primary points off the main waterway. Fish essentially were progressing from their summertime pattern towards their wintertime pattern. So in summer they hold a lot deeper. So anywhere where the main riverbed is going to be key. I decided to break the dam down in a few smaller areas rather than tackle this massive expanse. I found a few areas that had smaller creeks off the main river, as well as a lot of humps and points and those sorts of things. So it's easier for me to sort of break down inside that small area where the fish were holding. I worked out pretty quickly that most of the research was right. The fish were on points and humps close to the main waterway. So as you can see from my marks, everywhere there's a waypoint, I caught a fish or a few fish, and they're all sitting off those main points right next to deep water. And a lot of these points were not exposed, they weren't marked, they were just humps. So I targeted all of these humps and points and stuff through these main areas of the lake. As you can see, there's not marks on all of them, but by doing this, it enabled me to break down the dam a lot quicker. And I could see that once I worked out the depth that I was catching them in, or the points and the relativity to the main river, I could just jump around to all those things and try and find, even if it's not the exact pattern, it was a pattern that was working for me. I was able to replicate that across the lake. We fished there practically for a week, so obviously a lot of things can change in a week, and the fish did move from where I located them down here in the first couple of practice days, and by the time I got to the tournament, a lot of these fish had moved out, whether they'd moved up the river or not, but they'd moved off the spots that I'd found them. So all I did simply was scroll up on my map and find similar arms, similar areas that matched what I'd been catching them on. I found the exact same sort of stuff. I started catching fish again, and it gives you the confidence to know that you have these areas and these things to fall back on. So I couldn't have done it without my Lowrance units, and I definitely couldn't have done it without the CMAP charts.